Then record to cloud. Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the second part of our coronavirus live forum entitled Prioritizing Health in a Pandemic. This morning, we are joined by Dr. Jason Vasquez, Veer from the Health Center, Susie Herrera from Social Services, and Marisa De La Torre from the Lancer Pantry. We'll be talking about the services that they provide and how you can access them during our pandemic, during remote learning, and what they can do for you to help you feel safe, healthy, and all of that sort of good stuff. So whoever would like to go first, please introduce yourself and what you're all about.
Sure, I'll get started. So my name is Vera Verhalde Dios. I am the health educator at Student Health Services. So Student Health Services is the health center at PCC. It's the health fee that you pay for every semester. And for that health fee, you get to meet with our doctors, nurse practitioners, nurses. We deal with triages on illnesses. We do diagnostic and lab tests. We provide prescriptions that you can get at pharmacies. We also do medical clearances for PCC programs that require it. Of course, right now we are not open for in-person services, but that doesn't mean that we aren't available to help. Our nurses and doctors and nurse practitioners are still on standby. You can email them, and I'll provide all that information later on. And our phone number is still available. So we are still here. We are still here to help you. It's just in a online format right now.
I can go ahead. Hi, good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing well. My name is Dr. Jason Vasquez. I am the full-time licensed psychologist at Personal Counseling Services. Now what our program does is we provide mental health services on campus for registered students. And so how you'd be able to get in contact with us is two ways. First is by calling. You can call our front desk at 626-585-7273. Again, that's 626-585-7273. And leave a detailed message with your name, your full name, your student ID number, and a callback number. And one of our staff will call you back to arrange an appointment. Now, in terms of the types of services we provide, we have a couple of different options right now. We're not providing in-person services similar to student health services. We're not providing in-person right now, but we do have two types of services. One is telephone triage appointments, and those are brief 30-minute contacts with one of our clinicians, kind of focused on identifying concerns, giving information and support around coping strategies, providing some space for students to explore emotional concerns, family concerns, whatever's going on for you at the time, and then also helping you develop a plan of how you're going to cope with these concerns. Now, those are telephone triage appointments, and they're available throughout the day. Our hours are Monday through Friday, we're open. Now, on Wednesdays, we're open from 8 to 7 p.m. On the other days of the week, we're open from 8 to 4. Okay? And so the second way that you can get connected with us is by emailing us at personalcounseling@pasadena.edu. That's another way you can get connected to our office. We also have an Instagram feed as well, and you can find us on Instagram. Now, we are now offering video therapy sessions. So typically how that works is a student would have to call, make an appointment with us, and you'd be sent some electronic paperwork to complete, and then it would be sent back to us. And then you'd be scheduling a 1-hour intake appointment. And an intake appointment is kind of a comprehensive interview focused on not only concerns that brought you to our services, but also some background information. Okay, and then if you and the clinician feel like this is a good fit and I want to proceed with services, then we can continue with Zoom enabled sessions, and our staff will provide you with the Zoom invites and whatnot, and it's secure, it's safe. Our services are confidential, and importantly, they're free. We do have session limits, so you get up to 8 sessions per semester and up to 6 per intersession. And so, I'm certainly available to answer any questions you have. Yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell our services right now.
Cool.
Hi, I can go next. I'm Susie. I'm the PCC campus social worker. And thank you for having me, first of all. And I just want to tell you a little bit about the resources that are available to you within my office. And with social services, we're a pretty all-encompassing office, right? And so I understand that right now, everybody is going through a really weird time, right, with coronavirus and our political climate, everything. And so I understand that students might need additional resources. A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of students have lost their jobs. Families are going through a hard time. And so some of the resources that I try to connect students to are either on campus. And then if we don't have a resource that might be able to help you on campus, we can go ahead and refer you to any resources off campus that you may be needing in the greater community. And resources might look like, helping you get access to healthcare, or finding a doctor, or getting assistance with your rent if that's something that's hard for your family right now or yourself. Getting access to food, or finding access to food pantries. Similarly to Marissa, you'll probably hear a little bit from her soon. And so also getting you connected to mental health services. Maybe if you decide that you don't want to get those services on campus, or helping you navigate different systems that are not just on the campus community, right? Whether you have any questions about government programs or unemployment, or just helping you navigate anything that might come up as far as like on campus, right? Like, what programs do I qualify on campus, or can I qualify for can I get free textbooks or anything like that, or how do I get help paying for my textbooks, right? So I can try to help navigate where you can find a program that can help you, or if you can become a part of a program like that. So any questions that come up regarding resources, I can try to help you navigate that. Like Jason mentioned, right now we're not doing any on-campus meetings or sessions. So all of the sessions that I'm hosting are over the phone. And so you can request to schedule an appointment through the personal counseling office. We work pretty closely, especially when we're on campus. My office is within the personal counseling office, but you can call the personal counseling front desk, or you can call my direct line. It's 626-541-2491. Again, 626-541-2491. Or you can email me directly. I'll also give you guys or post the information elsewhere so that you guys can find that more easily. And I am available on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 4:30.
Hi, everybody. My name is Marissa Del Torre. First of all, hello to everybody out in the virtual world. If you don't know about Lancer Pantry, it is a free of charge food distribution program that's been serving PCC students since 2017. I think we've all heard of the old cliche about college students living off of top ramen and quick, cheap food. That's supposed to be the staple of college life. But the goal at Lancer Pantry is to dismiss that cliche and to help provide students with a supplemental nutrition. We want to provide that piece of the pie to help complete our students' daily nutritional intake. We provide students with food to help keep feed themselves and their families so that each student can fully concentrate on their educational journey instead of stressing about where their next meal might be coming from. Right now, our remote services include providing 2 electronic grocery gift cards to our students. We are also providing a one-time food distribution through Grocery Outlet. I'm not sure if anyone has heard about that. But in addition to those food distribution services, we also assist students with CalFresh applications. Like it's been mentioned before, we aren't doing any on-campus meetings or anything like that. But if you reach out to us, we would be able to set up a Zoom meeting so that we can walk you through the CalFresh application, or just a phone call, whatever works best for each student's situation. I don't know if anyone knows about CalFresh, but if it is a supplemental food program for low-income individuals and families. It helps provide a monthly stipend for students to purchase food. So we encourage multiple resources to fill in those gaps to get that full nutritional buy. And we also make personalized resources to other food resources as well that are nearest to you. The best way right now to contact us would be via email, lancerpantry@pasadena.edu. We also encourage our PCC students to follow us on Instagram to receive the latest updates. It's PCC Lancer Pantry. That's where you'll find out what's going on with food distribution. Right now, we are currently working on setting up a auxiliary food pantry off campus so that students can have a more permanent food source. This is going to be something that we're implementing twice a week for fall semester starting next month. We're looking at an opening date of September 24th. So please follow us on Instagram so you can stay tuned to that news.
Cool. So now I'm going to see if there's any questions, or if anyone else wants to go a little bit more in depth while we wait for questions. I have a few. Oh no, I just exited. I'll pull that up again. From certain students or the live stream. I have a question for Susie, I guess. There's a question about talking about healthcare and how like they can receive healthcare or go see a doctor, or for like how they can like figure out where they can get testing for COVID. How would they do that? Would they go through you or somewhere else?
Let me see if I'm understanding the question. If a student has a question about where they might be able to find access to testing for COVID.
Yeah, and
Is that the
healthcare.
question? And healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Vera might be able to answer the question about the COVID testing and then just access to general healthcare. I can speak to it a little bit, and then Vera, if you have something to add, I think we can kind of bounce our responses back and forth. So for general access to healthcare, I think it's very individualized, right? So if you already have insurance, I can try to help you figure out where your local clinic is, or if you don't have insurance, we can try to find you where you can get insurance, something like Medi-Cal, or looking at the application date for Covered California. Or just try to find you or if you're not qualifying for that, or you're not comfortable applying for Medi-Cal, we can try to find you free to low cost healthcare in the community, wherever it is that you're living in the area. And then Vera, if you wanted to add on a little bit about some of the COVID testing.
Yeah, I actually wanted to circle back to the health insurance. We actually partner with CHAP Care. So we have CHAP Care. Well, we used to have CHAP Care come to our campus twice a month to help students sign up for health insurance. Of course, that's not possible right now, but we are still partnered with them. So if any student needs help with signing up for health insurance, Medi-Cal or Covered California, just look up CHAP Care, CHAPCARE. And since we're still working with them, they understand that we have students that are in need. So please, and they have clinics all over Pasadena, all over Antelope Valley. So that's a resource that's available to students as well. In terms of COVID testing, I actually learned today that an email was sent out to every student about COVID testing and a COVID update generally. So in terms of COVID testing, there are a few places you can go. So as Susie was saying, if you have a healthcare provider, please go ahead and you can go to them and make an appointment with them. If you don't, LA County has a lot of free testing sites. They're either walk up or drive up. I myself have done them twice now at this point. And all you have to do is Google COVID-19 testing, and the first website that'll pop up is LA County testing. A third option for students is from Carbon Health Urgent Care. So carbonhealth.com. They also have testing for students, and there's a lot of different locations, and you make an appointment online as well. And in terms of health insurance, if you don't have any, all of these places are free. So you don't have to worry. If you have health insurance, they will bill your health insurance. If not, then you will be covered under the free COVID-19 testing. That's it.
Cool. There's a question in the chat asking, someone said that they used to meet with a nutritional counselor and they're wondering if that service was still available.
That's actually such a great question. We've had to limit our services just in the interim because of what's happening right now with COVID. So we don't currently have nutritional counseling this semester. Of course, we'll bring it back as we continue to build our services again. But if a student is ever in need of somebody to talk to, we have, as I've mentioned many times, we have doctors, nurse practitioners, and nurses who can still help with nutritional support. So all they have to do, and I'll show all this later, but they can go to medical SHS at pasadena.edu, or you can call us. And when I share my screen to show you our website, you can get all that information. So we are still available. There's just not a dedicated nutritional counselor right now.
I have a quick question. I just wanted to ask, this could be for anyone, but what specific events are you planning on holding during an online semester, or if you are going to, or any projected events that you guys have in mind?
I can go first. For me, I know that housing is a really big concern for a lot of our students on campus, and we actually have a college housing navigator that works alongside me and with the office. And what she does is that she tries to help you figure out, what housing situation or what housing resources are available to you regarding taking in consideration your specific, situation. And so something that she and I will be doing in the upcoming semester is that we'll be providing housing workshops. So helping you navigate the different types of housing and how to apply and good places to look, things to think about, questions to ask. And so we will be hosting monthly workshops. We're still trying to figure out if we want to do 2 workshops a month or monthly workshops on housing.
So we have a number of ongoing events, but then also some future events. I don't have the dates for the future events just yet, but I will tell you about the ongoing ones. We've been partnering with the Career Center to provide workshops on career anxiety. So we have about 4 planned for this semester. So if you go to you can actually register for the workshop by going to the Career Center website. Also, we've been partnering with Quest, one of our postdoctoral psychologists, Dr. Kimberly Rios Lam, is helping facilitate a support group with undocumented students on DocuChat. So I think it's for people who identify with that or allies. I mean, I think it's pretty broadly available. And then this semester, we're also going to be hosting a number of workshops through our center, including anxiety reduction, mood management. Sorry, it's kind of a mouthful, huh? And then also healthy relationships, and then relaxation and mindfulness. So those are kind of upcoming, and we're going to be promoting that through our Instagram, and then trying to widely distribute to different programs so we can kind of get the word out. But that's kind of what we have planned in terms of some of our outreach. And like I said, in terms of remote services, you can reach us for the Zoom enabled sessions by just initiating services, by calling us or emailing at personalcounseling@pasadena.edu.
So for Lancer Pantry, like I mentioned briefly before, we will be hosting a auxiliary food pantry located off campus at Knox Presbyterian Church, which is located directly across from PCC, off of Hill and I believe Cordova. And this distribution will be Mondays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And this is something that there's no limit on the visits. You can come twice a week if need be. And we will be hosting this until the end of the semester. Hopefully, once the campus opens up again, we'll be able to bring our pantry services back to campus. But until then, Knox has graciously allowed us to use their location to serve as a temporary pantry for all of our students.
So we do have a few events happening this semester. We have our staples. So for example, we have #ThanksBirthControl, where we talk about sexual health. We'll also be doing the Great American Smokeout again, like we do every semester. Of course, everything's going to be online through our social media accounts. So we have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can follow us throughout the week on all of those. It's at PCC Health Well across all 3 accounts. One of the other things that we started last semester and will continue to do is a video cast where we interview people with health related topics. So we had one recently, and we're going to do one with our nurse, with one of our nurse specialists on heat stroke, because it's so hot right now. And so we'll be posting that. We'll be posting that in the next few weeks. So if you follow us on social media across all 3 or any of them, we will be advertising heavily all of the activities that we'll be doing throughout the semester.
Another question from the chat. Would you guys be able to give us a breakdown of like where, like on each website, we can find your services?
I can start with that. I have student health and I have personal counseling. So Jason, I'll open up personal counseling in a little bit and then you can speak about it. Here, so let me share my screen. So this is the Student Health Services website. I'll show you how I get there. So if you go to the homepage, and also show you personal counseling because it's the same thing. So if you go to pasadena.edu, you go to Campus Life, and we're under Student Health Services, and right there also is personal counseling. So we're right next to each other. But Student Health, so here is all of our contact information. So if you have any medical questions, you can always contact medicalshs@pasadena.edu. These are our working hours. If you want to call, you can call and leave a message. Our phone number is still the same. Our hours are still the same. One of the things I'd like to share actually with you is the fact that our clinicians have started a blog as well. I almost forgot about this. And they post on health issues. So as you can see, these are a few STIs, fertility awareness methods. If you click on View Health Blog, you see all the posts that we have so far. So these are weekly. We usually have anywhere from 2 to 4 posts every week. So it's very more general health education information if you're interested in that. We have our links to our social media accounts right here. So you can access them through there. And here's just more information on how to make an appointment. We also have an overview of all of our services that we have available. And we also have referrals to other websites. But really, honestly, the best thing that you can do is email Medical SHS if you have a question. If you want latest health updates, right here at the top, it'll send you to what are the most current updates in terms of coronavirus or anything else that's happening health related for our campus. And I think I'm just going to put this up really quickly so you can see. Just if it wasn't very clear before, this is our office number if you need to call us. This is the email if you want to talk to anybody on our medical team, our clinical team. This is our social media account. And if you need to reach me for any reason, if you want a presentation in class or your club, or you're interested in doing some kind of outreach, you can email me at healthandwellness@pasadena.edu. So now I'm going to share personal counselings.
Thanks, Veer. Appreciate it. So as you can see, this is our home page. And so if you kind of scroll down, there's some information about our temporary remote services. And as you can see, on the right-hand side is our phone number, the 626-585-7273, and then the personal counseling at pasadena.edu email address. And so you can always email us and try to reach out. One of the things that we have on our website, if you learn more about our remote services, if you click on that, it's kind of a letter that we wrote to students, faculty, and staff about our current remote services. But if you kind of scroll down a little bit, if you're looking for a list of resources off campus, you can click on that, and that'll actually give you a whole list of resources, whether it be mental health resources, crisis hotlines, food pantries. I believe it's pretty comprehensive, and so that's actually there as well. If you can scroll back, thank you so much. And then if you can go back up. Our hours were on the left-hand side. I wanted to show, So as you can see, here's our hours of operation. And what else did I want to show? Actually, go back to the home page if you would, please. Thank you so much. We also have our mental health care package. So we developed this over the spring, and this is available to the whole campus community. It's basically a curated list of different activities that you can do. So if you kind of scroll down a little bit, please, you can see different activities like playing checkers, or it's a lot of different ideas about ways that you might be able to cope. Because, as Susie was talking about earlier, this is a really complicated and difficult time for most people, and stressful. And so what we wanted to do is to provide some recommendations, a list of kind of a curated list of coping strategies and things that you might be able to do, just to either relax or distract, or just healthy ways of coping. Okay. And so that's on our website as well. Yeah. And so, we have COVID-19 updates, we have resources. We also, if you can scroll down a little bit, if you click on the in crisis resources, we actually have, in the event you are experiencing a mental health crisis, we have a variety of resources that you can, so if you scroll down a little bit, slightly more, so what to do if you're concerned about somebody else, what to do if you're concerned about yourself. And so it's really handy for folks. I really highly recommend that you bookmark that page. And so, like I said, we're here, we're available, and we want to help. So please reach out to us.
And Veer, while you were sharing your screen, my website actually lies within personal counseling under
Okay.
the services section. Thank you for doing that, Veer. So under personal counseling, if you scroll all the way to the top under services, and then you scroll down, you will find social services support, and you can select learn more. And then my personal information, is on the left-hand side, and the phone number is there if you want to schedule an appointment. And then there are some updates about, where you can contact me. That phone number is the office phone number, but I still check it. I still check voicemails for that number. And then it gives you some examples of some of the things that students might look for when they look for support from social services, right? Are you experiencing any sort of crises? Are you experiencing homelessness? Do you need help with housing resources? Do you feel like you're, unsafe, or have any, concerns about domestic violence, or are you just needing to learn more about community resources? And so it gives you some examples of what kinds of resources you might be able to, inquire about. And so you can, obviously we're not doing in-person appointments anymore, but I'm more than willing to talk with you over the phone. And then when we talk on the phone, we just, have a conversation about like how your classes are going. And then we get into, how can I help you? And then we talk about whatever's going on. And then we talk about resources and what kind of resources might be helpful to you. And then I also think that it's important to give students choices, right? Because not everyone might feel like one resource is a good fit for them. So I like to give you options and choices to what resources you can access. Thank you,
Susie,
Veer.
which phone number will they reach you at? This one or this one?
The one on the left-hand side. Yeah.
This one's the one. Okay.
7831.
Okay.
But if someone, reaches out to the 7273 number, I'll still be able to listen to their voicemail. I won't be able to answer, but I can listen to a voicemail for that one.
Okay, great, thank you. I'm also looking at the YouTube live right now, and we have a couple more questions. One of the questions does say, for the Lancer Pantry, I got a gift card last semester for the spring term, and this person wanted to ask if they were able to get another one for the semester.
Hi, so with the electronic grocery gift cards, we are able to give out 2 gift cards per student. So if you had one last semester, you could definitely send us an email and with your full name and your student ID number, and we'll put you on the list to receive one.
Oh, and then I also said for Marissa, would you be able to also share your site?
Yes, I was going to do that. Okay, so this is the Lancer Pantry website. This is where it will give you a list of all the resources that we are offering. Like I mentioned before, with the electronic grocery gift cards, if you just send us a simple email with your full name and your student ID, we can add you to the list to receive your gift card. Here's also the food request form for the grocery outlet food distribution. Right now, we are only doing 1 distribution per student, but if that does change, we will make that information available to our students. And we also have a link here for the CalFresh application, which is a very simplified portal for CalFresh application. It's really easy to use, but if you do end up looking through it in your own time and find that it's a little bit more complicated than you thought, then you could definitely call us here at this number, so that we can set up either a phone call or a Zoom meeting, so that I can walk you through the whole process, because it does get a bit intimidating. But yes, you are. We also have, if you are on the Instagram, we have a link in our bio that will bring you to the same food request form as well. And this is our information here as well. I don't know if you can see it, sorry. I'm really bad with this stuff. So our phone number, our email address, our Instagram, and then this is the website that would be able to take you to our grocery outlet food pickup form. And then once we do get information or more information about the upcoming temporary food pantry, we will definitely make flyers and make that information available to all of our students and to our staff and faculty so that they can share that with all of you.
That's great. For the Lancer Pantry, this may also come up, especially right now. Do they have to be a full-time student to also receive the benefits of the Lancer Pantry?
As long as you're enrolled in at least one unit, then you can definitely receive food pantry services.
One more question from the live stream chat. If someone is stressed about grades, do you recommend going to see one of the personal counselors or an academic counselor?
So, I would recommend, well, first of all, you got to think about in terms of how much of is the stress affecting you. If it's starting to affect your mental health, it's starting to affect your physical health, that's kind of starting, or your relationships with other people, or your ability to concentrate. When it starts to interfere with multiple aspects of your life, we, certainly welcome and want you to come here, and meet with us. Like I said, we have our remote services, but I will say that you don't have to be in crisis to access our services. If you're feeling overwhelmed or you just need somebody to talk to, you can reach out to us. So you don't have to have necessarily a quote unquote, reason, or it doesn't have to be a sense of urgency or emergency to reach out to us. Now, in terms of academic advising, that would be something more, along the lines of counseling, right? That would be something where you'd be directed over to academic counseling. If it's something with study skills, then, the Learning Assistance Center or some more topic-based tutoring we would probably refer you to. But if you're wanting, just some emotional support, some ideas on coping strategies, if you're just needing a place a safe space to be able to discuss and process things that are going on in your life, please reach out to us. Again, our services are free and they're confidential. You don't have to be in an emergency to access our services. You don't have to have longstanding mental health issues. It's just, we care and we want to be there. We know this is a really difficult time. It's tough. This online learning, this remote, this era of remote services is very stressful for people. And so we want to be there of support. So thank you for that question.
Another question that I got was, is there a way to talk to someone in personal counseling anonymously?
Well, I will tell you that our services are confidential. So in other words, people won't know that you're accessing our services. And so if there's concerns about your privacy or your confidentiality, we've taken steps to ensure that. Unfortunately, because of the nature of the remote services, we actually have to call somebody back when they leave a message. We can't talk to them in sort of real time. Okay, and so it would necessitate some type of information that we would need from you relative to your current status as a student. But if you're looking to remain completely anonymous, you can also utilize the crisis hotline numbers that we've provided. That's certainly available. And so that would be my recommendation. But I would encourage you to kind of lean into discomfort to talk to us and be yourself, so that's what I would recommend. That our staff are very knowledgeable. They've have a lot of experience working with college students, and you certainly wouldn't be matched up or paired with somebody who this was the first time they've ever met with a student. Okay, and so if you have concerns about relative to privacy or confidentiality, we really take that very seriously.
I don't see any more questions. I'll give it a second. If any of you have anything else to say, or like a reminder to like where people can find you, you can share now, because I think we'll be wrapping up pretty soon.
So for us, just a reminder that we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at PCC Health Well, and we post pretty regularly. That's the best way to get the most updated information on what's happening right now. Things like if we ever come back with a flu clinic, we will update the campus. All of our events will be remote, so our social media is the best outlet to stay up to date on that.
Anyone else? Okay, with that being said, then I'd like to thank the four of you for coming out today, for answering the students' questions, for your time, obviously. I'm sorry, I just got a message. With that being said, thank you. Thanks for everyone watching. Thank you for participating in your questions. Later today, the Freeman Center will be hosting a live forum with one of the alumni. So if you want to go support them, that's from 4 to 5. And tomorrow, my colleague Kelly Lee will be hosting a town hall for voter registration, learning the importance of voting, learning how to register for voting, stuff like that. So that's from 12 to 1, or 1 to 2, sorry. So if you guys want to support those, check out my ASPCC on Instagram for details, or the Freeman Center on Instagram for details as well. With that being said, thank you all for coming today, and see you at our next event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Take care. Thank you very much.